Here we are with 214 Andrew Slater. He's had a fantastic year with us here at RCR Racing throughout the year of 2025. Obviously, you raced his car last night, Andrew, down at Ipswich for the Unlimited Bangor World Final. How was that for you?
Well, once we sorted engine issues, which unfortunately meant we didn't get in the main race, it was quite fun. We went for a bit of a crash, and yeah.
Good to hear. Yep, like you said, you went for a bit of a crash. You can see the car is quite dented. Will we see this throughout 2026, or are you just calling it a night with us?
No, we'll get it sorted out and out again for the new year.
Yep, a lovely yard. Thank you for inviting us down here. Obviously, we can see. I'm assuming that's your brand new F1 at the top. You've got a 1600 at the back. So some good things to happen in 2026, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
yeah, go on.
Yeah, the F1's off to go and get sign it shortly. So hopefully that'll look good once that comes back. 100%. Yeah.
Yep. So obviously that was a small talk there about 2026 and what we're going to expect to a point. Let's look back on your 2025. Obviously, we had a brief chat before we started the interview, and you said the championships you can remember you've got is the 1300cc Scottish, along with the Briscoe Formula 2 World Championship, which you went and won down at Cowden Beef. They're two quite big championships. You must like racing in the Scottish lands. Because if you look at both of your championships there, with the 13s and the F2s, they're both championships.
Yeah, I mean, I think as well with both of them, it was just down to the car and the track on the day. Just happened to work well.
Yeah.
Because when I won the Scottish in the 1300s, I won, I think, 2 out of 3 of my qualifying heats.
You had a good night then.
And then I had a pretty good night. The F2 World Final wasn't actually that good of a night after the World Championship because I went and got myself banned. But up to that point, it was quite fun.
Okay, so we'll get onto that a little bit later on. Let's talk about the start of your 2025 season. So I need you to put your head to, I want to say January, but we didn't really start in January. So when you can remember your first meeting was during 2025, what meeting was that?
Actually, I'm not sure. What?
Not sure.
I think. Oh, I did. Heavy metal at the start of the year.
Heavy Metal Classic. What car was that? Remind me. I do not remember.
I think I was in a Granada at the time.
Okay. Was this in Predators or was this on your own?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I think I was still in Predators.
Yeah, you've been with them for quite a long time.
Yeah, I have.
What's it been like racing with them throughout the season? How has that been for you?
Yeah, it's been quite fun and good, to be fair. I think it's 9 times out of 10 it's been a good group of people. We've had a few people that but no, it's been fun and we have some great banter between us all.
Brilliant to hear. So was HMC a good day out for you or was it mid?
I think, if I remember correctly, I did win a banger heat.
Yep.
At some point. But other than that, I can't really remember.
Well, I
probably ended up on my roof a few times.
Yeah. The HMC last year, I can confirm, it was a brilliant meeting. Obviously, I ran that meeting. I remember sitting there thinking, yep, I want to run more meetings around here because it was fantastic. Especially the, don't know if you raced them, the 2-litre bangers. They were absolutely immaculate around that track. They were so fun.
Yeah, I didn't race them.
Brilliant cars to handle as well. Okay, here's a question for you. Obviously, you race these, you pretty much race anything that's out there. What do you like racing the most and why?
At this very moment, I like racing the F1s the most. Just because that's what I grew up with, and have always been around.
Yep.
If things happen, that'll probably soon change to being the F2s.
The F2s, okay. How do you find the F1s and their handling, like racing wise? Trying to get past people, the grips of the car, the speed, like I said, the
It's
handling.
definitely got better since like the start of the year.
Uh huh. Um, do you think next year, well, this year, 2026, do you think it's going to be a lot more competitive racing within the F1s?
Yeah, I feel like now there's a solid like probably 6 drivers that I can think of off the top of my head that's
Yep.
consistently there or thereabouts, and then obviously with the nature of Roblox, you don't always get it where
Uh-huh.
like you can't always, it's not always brilliant at like
Yep.
racing, and then
100%.
so then if you get like a white top getaway or something, it's quite hard to catch them.
Yeah. Um, One thing myself, Reece Chetley, and Will Anderson, who promotes his part of the league to do with the Formula Ones and Formula Twos, we're trying to create a lot more competitive racing this year to win everybody. So we're just trying to build stuff up, make it more dramatic, kind of like the bangers in a way. But we're trying to do that with the F1s.
Yeah.
That's why we're starting to see them have upgrades, and we're running multiple championships. You know, we're just trying to make them have a lot more fun because from us point of view, like the staff and the admins, we can see them to have a lot of potential during the racing. It's not just about the bangers anymore. So we're trying to spread the love, if you like, towards some of the F1s as well, because we know this year it's going to be a lot more competitive. So I'm sure you're going to look forward to that. What about F2s? How do you find them?
I mean, to drive the F2s feel amazing, to be fair, on Roblox, and I think they kind of benefit from being smaller than the F1s because
100%.
there is definitely a few tracks where like in the F1 it's nigh impossible to like get down the inside of somebody, but in an F2 you can do it.
Yeah, I see.
Like I think Warnington's a great example of that, where in an F1 it's almost too tight in a way
Yeah,
because of the wall on the inside, whereas in an F2 you can pretty much overtake
yeah,
quite easily.
they are a lot smaller to get around. And what are your thoughts on the 1300cc stock cars and the saloon stock cars as well?
I haven't actually raced the 2 litres that much,
Uh huh.
but I mean, from what I've raced, they seem alright. They're just very slidey, but I think you're going to get that anyway with a
Of course.
rear-wheel drive. But yeah, no, the 1300s are, from what I've raced, they're pretty fun as auto race.
Okay. And the bangers, obviously, like we say, you're in the bangers a lot of the time. Out of unlimited 16s, micros, the entire shebang, what's your favourite formula out of like that? And what's your favourite car and why?
I mean, I think my favourite formula out of the bangers are definitely unlimited, and I think I've got from the Merc estate I had at the beginning / middle of this year. I'd probably say that's my favourite car.
Okay. Is there any specific reason, or
just good memories of racing that car and having both like like both winning races in it as well as crashing into many people and things.
Yeah. So you've had a really good season overall. When you think about most people, a few people, believe it or not, they only really stick to one or two formulas, and they stick to the same cars. I've noticed with you, you do like to change about a little bit with what you do and how you do things. And obviously, with a few of your in cars you've sent to us over the season, you've sent us, 3 or 4. It gives myself and other people on a different view on how you can drive a car and what it's like from players' perspective as another player. You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, doing the in cars are always fun. No, it always seems to, I feel like, a bit of a curse whenever you have the camera on. You end up crashing normally.
Yeah.
I seem to find happens.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel with that. I've been there sometimes. But yeah, you've had a fantastic 2025, in all fairness. What's been your favourite track this year?
My favourite track probably, I mean, Cowden Beef for what I've won around there and the memories, but for drive, I've quite like racing at Mendix, to be fair, just for the the driving. But then I think in terms of like actual wheel-to-wheel racing,
Yep.
the best track's probably been, I'd say Kings Lynn, but with how laggy it was, when it wasn't laggying everywhere, that was quite fun to race.
Yeah.
The F1 World was quite good around there
Yeah,
until
that was an interesting night for a lot of people. A lot of people would not have said Mendips, I can tell you that for sure. So you know,
I just like driving around there. To be
yeah,
fair,
it's a fair point. It's the way that I look at tracks nowadays is if it's got a bump or it's slightly smaller around one bend and it's thicker around the other or bigger. You know, it just makes that racing a lot more interesting, whether you're crashing or rodding, because you don't know what's going to happen. With a lot of tracks, like for example Ipswich, you can just tell it's
yeah,
quite wide, it's a bit flat, it's a bit boring compared to other tracks. No hate to Ipswich, but compared to other tracks, you know what I mean? Like I say,
yeah. It's like as well. You get it with Bradford because of how square it is.
yeah,
That's always an interesting track to race around because you're constantly almost turning in,
did
which that means when there is a crash up the road, you can't react to it in a way.
indeed the new
Otherwise, you
Bradford that we're getting. It has really thin straights but quite thick bends, so that especially for the F1s around there is going to make racing very, very interesting, and I can't wait for it. So you've had
yeah.
a really good season. Tell us about um, how has it been with all the car prep? Because obviously you're racing so much and loads of different formulas. What's it like been building cars? Because you must be building them like every day.
It's like pretty much a full-on job when around obviously what I'm doing. But yeah, it's like you wake up, you go do an hour on the car or whatever car you're working on that day. But I've been quite lucky as well to have quite a good group of people around me,
Yep.
mainly through like the Predators. So like Reese coming in helping. Caden recently has come and helped, and so too has Luke Scully quite a bit. So
You got a good team around you.
yeah,
That's good to
and
hear.
yeah, and as well more so when when I've been doing stock cars more than bangers. I did have a bit of help earlier on in the year from 389. So that's he kind of slowed down racing a bit, and then obviously the help didn't come as often. But
Yep.
no, I've managed it just about, but we'll see if I can keep it up.
Okay, so you're gonna try and keep it up. I was just gonna ask you actually. That's kind of throwing me off a bit. I was gonna say, what's the game plan for next year? Obviously with the new season and stuff. So you're saying you're going with the same game plan?
Yeah, race as much as I can and win as much as I can is hopefully the idea. I'm hoping to defend at least the championships I won this year, if not, and then hopefully win a few more. I mean, I'm not going to be hugely disappointed in a way if I don't get the Scottish back, but I'd quite like to keep the number one on my F2 for
Yeah.
a second year.
Yeah, it'd be nice to keep that. So that's going to be a very interesting race when that time comes around. I'm pretty sure the F2 race is pretty
Northampton.
early. It's earlier on
Yeah,
compared to last year. Yeah, so that'll be that's going to be interesting. We'll make a good evening out of that. Tell us about your most crashiest meeting within a banger.
Probably 2 litre ORCI World. That was quite. I spent most of that meeting on Oppo.
Oh really?
I killed. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a brilliant starting position in the main race as it was, and then I got taken out early on. So then my mind sort of went to trying to help Reese,
Yeah.
which went brilliantly well, and I ended up crashed and stuck on the banking with him.
That was a very, very, very interesting night for those that will remember. Not a great night for a lot of people, but for certain people, a brilliant night. It was just one of those races where, for me watching it from the sidelines, we all predicted what happened, but it didn't actually happen.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of bangers though,
It
and
is.
stock racing in general. Like you think, oh, he's gonna win, and then something happens and he ends up not finishing. Or
Indeed. Indeed,
yeah,
it is. What was it like going over the waters as well?
yeah, it was that was fun. To be fair, just it's a different atmosphere. And
Yeah,
you did say yeah.
yeah. I think the difference between over there and over here, I think when a lot of people go over there, they just then have the mindset to actually hit stuff. So
Yeah.
people seem to enjoy themselves a lot more. They let the hair down. They're not too worried about winning the race. And I think that's what makes it different compared to racing at the tracks that they normally race at. Because we only race at Emmen a few times a year. We do have the season opener coming up.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have known that. Any plans for that?
So I'm sure if time allows, I'll be there and
Yep.
be having fun.
Have we got any? Have we got any bangers built for next season?
No, not overly. We got the 1600 as you can see in the background. That's pretty newly built, but other than that, not really.
Yep. Have you got any plans to take that anywhere?
Yeah, that'll be out at some point soon, hopefully. But this winter we've been building the F1.
There's always Good Friday teams. That's a good 600 meeting that a lot of people like to do now. Predators could rock up and go and race there. There's always lots of meetings to look forward to. We are trying to make more interesting meetings this year, that's for sure. But I think overall, Andrew, you've had a really fantastic year. Is there any shout out you'd like to give out to anybody at all?
I mean, everybody from Team Predators. I mean, they're obviously helpful as always. And more recently, just like the people in general that I've spoken to in RCI have all been quite funny. Like, yeah.
That's good to hear. I could not believe the amount of hours you must have pulled off in this workshop along from getting home, especially when you live like down here. What was it like going all the way up to Scotland, winning the race, coming back down and then racing a few days later? You must have been tired.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it like pays when you win, but it's in a way it makes it more painful when you're leading a big race and then somebody or something happens and you get taken out. Like I did at the World for the F1s. Like that was just painful. I think that's probably the most emotional I've got actually, like racing, because I think I took the 5-lap board and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the F1 and F2 double, and then Mr. East Checkley decided he didn't want me to, and I ended up on my roof.
Off. So, Andrew, you've had a fantastic year, but obviously it's not all been great, has it? Tell us about your highs and your lows.
Well, I think some of the lower points probably just there was quite a big chunk, especially after I won the 1300 Scottish. Where I didn't win a lot. I got a lot of bad luck as well. Like whenever I'd be in a good position, it just seemed to be there'd be a yellow flags, and then I'd get put in the fence, or the middle point of the year wasn't brilliant. There's that. I think the lowest point is definitely the F1 World. I think was probably the lowest point. Just like going from elation after you crashed into a tyre.
Yep.
And then getting away in the lead just to the crushing defeat as I headed towards the fence with no way of stopping, and then landed flat on my roof. There's also the F1, the semi-final at Bradford wasn't a brilliant meeting either, because I got away in the lead of the semi-final, arrived to Kean Martin just across the track.
Yep.
I just went straight in the side and finished 5th, I think.
So that wasn't too great with you,
no,
was it?
Especially again, that was another race where I'm leading and I'm feeling confident that I'm going to be able to be on pole for the world, and then I end up crashed.
Yeah. Overall, has it been more good than bad, or?
Yeah, I'd say the majority of most of the year I'd say has been pretty good. Like just in general, not even like obviously it's had its highlights, but just like meeting in, meeting out, just the social in a way, like the conga lines at Bradford or the beating Reece Checkley with a hammer at Aldershot a few times.
Yeah.
That even like when we're not racing, the like just playing games together and doing pretty stupid stuff.
It is more than just racing. It's a social event of it all. Your friends, and there's people that I've met online you can then go meet in the real world of racing, and you know, to think you can do that is kind of mind blowing in a way.
It's like when I spent ages talking to people, and then I found out somebody lives on pretty much the same housing estate as me. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah, and like just stuff like that, but. And like playing Grand Theft Auto with people, and just it's all fun and games for 99.9%.
Yeah, 100%. Do you think this year? Sorry, do you think this year will be better than last season?
Yeah, I think it will, because obviously everything's like you're making great improvements to tracks and cars.
Yep.
And like I think the F1s, I think they're a huge improvement. These new F1s over the old ones.
100%.
And with stuff like with the work Will's doing to like the F2s, just to bring more variety into the league is always a good thing.
Yeah.
And also we're getting more and more people join.
Exactly. Overall, slowly but surely, the Roblox racing is changing, and I will still say that to this day, because not every day, but at least a few times a month, I'm always looking over stuff to see how I can improve stuff, and I think that's what you've got to do as a promoter, to try and improve stuff. You know what I mean?
I think as well.
Yeah, go on.
I think as well, a lot of people have said like, because when you brought in the rule of having to race every 2 months, I know there was a few people that complained about it, but in a way, I feel like sometimes having lower numbers but better quality meetings is better than having.
Yeah, it's not all about
a meeting. Yeah,
it's not all about the amount of cars that turn up to your meeting. It's not. That's been proven many times before.
It's like one of my favourite meetings of the year was the F2 World of Shale.
Yeah,
there was about 10 cars there.
Yeah, and
that was another race I lost on the final corner.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to go over tonight to tell anybody until next year?
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
I'm just glad that I've been a part of it in a way, and I'm glad that I've made the friends that I've made.
Indeed.
And I'm sure I'll make many more.
Your New Year's resolution has got to be, and you must complete this. You've got to send in cars to me, and we can get them out on the YouTube channel. I think as long as you do that, we'll be fine. 100%.
I'll try.
But
then you'll need somebody to start live streaming the meetings. That's the next step.
Oh god! Now you're asking too much. Right, I'm going on strike now. That's it. I'm done. I'm packing up my bags. But no, thank you for speaking with us tonight. It's been great. This will now take me 3 days to edit. But no, thank you very much for speaking to us. Is there anything else you would like to say to anybody?
No, I don't think so. Just
yep.
Have fun.
I hope you have a wonderful season. I hope you can retain your championships. If you don't, though, hey ho, it's racing. You get that. But I hope you have a great evening, and thank you for speaking to us. Andrew Slater smells of big fat poos.
That wasn't very necessary.
It was very necessary. You're supposed to stay on the road, you know, pal. So Andrew. 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 Oh my god!
The lowest point is definitely the F1 final.